it's not a very high bar to clear.
Yeah, this movie sucks. Well, not completely, but it really sucks. I couldn't tell you a single moment in the theater that I felt, well, anything. No joke made me laugh, no tension made me worried, no heartbreak made me sad, and no hurt made me angry. Not once, not for a second. Does that make this a bad movie? In my opinion, yes, because I'd rather feel something from a disaster than nothing from what is essentially a DCU filler episode. And now we get to Ruthye. Ruthye could have been so much more as a character. Someone whose family has been slaughtered by a terrifying force. Young, heartbroken, terrified, angry, thirsty for revenge. They set out on a quest to avenge their family. Oh, nope, that's just Anakin Skywalker, Sasuke, Harry Potter, Eren Yeager, Batman, Thorfinn, Katara, Luke Skywalker, Kurapika, and Arya Stark, without any of the qualities about them that make them unique. One of the things that made Ruthye so compelling in the original Woman of Tomorrow comic was that the killing was simply because her father didn't laugh at a joke that Krem made. It was petty. An overblown situation that made the audience hate Krem that much more. This was completely stripped away. In the film, Krem kills Ruthye's family because they're trying to hide his stash of weapons from him, and he acts out of sudden violence. This is so uncomfortable to me because it not only creates a hollow beginning, but it also leads to an unsatisfying ending, because the audience feels nothing. No annoyance, no tension, it's just blank. Generic, common, empty. Craig Gillespie not only took away the one thing that made the audience connect with her, but he also wrote her as a corny kid with little to no maturity, with ridiculous power scaling, and who throughout the entire movie is portrayed as nearly useless without Kara. It's really stupid, and I can't help but hate it. Alright, so now for the pacing. If you've ever been up doom scrolling at night, that is Supergirl. If you ever skip through a YouTube video trying to find the important parts, that's Supergirl. And if you've ever been reading a book, you finished a page, and then you realize you retained none of the information that was presented, so you're forced to reread, that's Supergirl. The movie moves at such a blistering pace throughout its relatively short runtime, there is little to no time left for tender moments that help us connect with Kara's world. While the ones we do get are generally well written, especially the ones with David Cornsweet in them, they do kind of sound like every James Gunn movie ever made. And they're also few and far between. I just wish that we had gotten less attention-grabbing action with sloppy visuals, and more scenes of Kara and Ruthye exploring their motivations with meaningful dialogue.
And then there's Lobo. Look, Jason Momoa is clearly having fun playing the character, but what does he actually add to the story? Nothing. He doesn't change Kara's arc, he doesn't deepen Ruthye's journey, he doesn't raise the stakes. He's comic relief stuffed into a story that's supposed to be about grief and moral weight, and it just deflates whatever tone the movie is trying to build. Every time he shows up, the movie stops being about anything and just becomes a guy yelling one-liners. If you cut out Lobo entirely, I don't think the movie changes in any meaningful way. And that's how you know a character was never necessary. Lobo serves no purpose in this movie other than to sell tickets and give people a couple chuckles, which, to be honest, it failed to do both those things. Honestly, there's not much to say about the cinematography and CGI in this movie. I think both are terrible and excruciatingly painful to watch. The cinematography is extremely generic, as is the rest of the movie, and the CGI is painfully bad at times. I think the set design in this movie is such a poor knockoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is sad because the Woman of Tomorrow comic that this movie is based on is in such colorful and vibrant settings. Space truly feels different than ever portrayed before, and the colors and sets in this movie just feel really gray and lifeless. Calling this movie an adaptation of the Woman of Tomorrow comic should be a crime. The comic is told from Ruthye's perspective, which makes her a much more emotional and compelling character. She feels more real, relatable, and well written. And in the comics, Krem is just an average looking ginger dude while in the movie he's made to look like an absolute idiot, Guardians of the Galaxy villain, as if that makes him scarier or more compelling. The comic gives more insight into who Krem is and what his psychology and motivations are, while the movie gives him maybe 10 lines and a weird laugh. Another difference from the comic is Supergirl and her motivation. In the comic, Kara lies to Ruthye, saying that Krypto was poisoned so that she can go on the journey with her and imbue some wisdom into her. And it's revealed in the book that Krypto didn't actually need to be saved. In the movie, however, it is Kara's entire motivation, which takes away a lot from the character and her motivations. The biggest change, though, is the ending. In the book, Kara actually spares Krem's life, and it acts as effective storytelling on how both Kara and Ruthye saved each other from doing this terrible thing. However, in the movie, Kara tells Ruthye not to kill Krem, that it will corrupt her and ruin her, and then she immediately kills him herself without hesitation. Supergirl tries way too hard to show that Kara is the opposite of Clark Kent, and it just doesn't work.
Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. This wasn't a very positive video, but I hope that y'all enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, and definitely hit that hype button if you enjoyed. That helps us out a lot. You guys are the best. Love y'all. We out.